Good morning and welcome to the instructional handover video for the all new Laika Kosmo 509. So we're going to walk around the outside of the vehicle first and then we'll move on inside. This is based on the new Fiat 2.3 140 engine. It's got the manually folding mirrors which are electrically operated, and behind the driver's door we've got the premium Hardtail XL door which has a bin on it, a lock, a blind and a full height door fly screen. Above that we've got an awning light, and we've fitted as an extra for the customer a Fiamma awning, to which we will send a separate video alongside the video link for the vehicle of how to use that. Behind there we've got fridge vents, high and low, and we've got a toilet area here with the Thetford cassette toilet. So pull the handle, slide it out. We've got an orange flush light just on the top here, which you press to release the vacuum. Turn the spout, release the cap, turn it upside down to empty it, pressing that button at the same time. That will allow the vacuum to go out and you to easily drain the unit. We've got a handle and we've got wheels. When you've cleaned it, put your chemicals back in, either through here or the top, and make sure that handle sits over there. Nice and neat, and sits over the little pegs there to allow the toilet to be in use again. Now this will only come out if the blade valve inside is closed, and later in the video I'll show you how that works from the inside. Close it and it will lock using the single key that locks all the lockers on the exterior side of the vehicle. Behind that we've got the barbecue point, which is standard on the Kosmo this year, and we've got the mains plug-in point. To release the mains plug you'll need to just press that little lever down here and pull the cable at the same time. Behind that we've got the gas locker area here, and this is where the 211 kilogram gas bottles will go. We've got the changeover system and the filler point when it's on the outside of the vehicle. We'll show you how to use this on the day, and our systems do come fully tested and full of gas. These are an optional extra from the standard fit. On the door itself we've got the retainer. Just push the door there and that will then hold the door in place. We've also got, to open the door, we've got the double stage lockers. So open, open, and then open again, and that will open the rear locker door area, which shows you a large garage area. So in here we've got the toolkit, we've got your tie down, we've got your main pack with all your manuals, the box for the multimedia system that Laika fit as standard, the exit unit. We've got cupboard spaces here, a light and plug-in socket for mains, more storage area, and the vehicle comes with a tyre inflation kit. On the rear of the vehicle we've got a nice new design back panel with your reverse camera high up here and a high up stoplight. Another equally large locker door on the passenger side, and located in here is where you will find your Truma boiler. That's located in here, which does your heating and your hot water. If you wonder what's in the box, it's the fixing equipment for the pole holders for the Fiamma awning. So large garage area, perfect for bikes or larger items like so. Again, locking it up, use the single key and that locks it up. Forward of that we've got the vent for the heating system. It is marked on there that it is hot, so be careful when you put the unit on, because that will get hot when you're using it. Lower down in front of the wheel is where you will find your wastewater outlet. So that comes out the grey pipe there, and to open and close it you just move the handle down and up to open and close that valve to drain off the wastewater. To fill up the fresh water, you fill it from the outside using a hose pipe. Again, use the single key to open that up, and there is a point inside that you will need to close off to stop the water from emptying, which I'll show once we move on to the inside of the vehicle. Forward again, we've got the AdBlue and the diesel on the new Fiats. That's located just there. And in here we've got the bonnet release catch, which is located just there. Underneath the passenger seat is where you will find the battery charger and some of your fuses. Underneath the driver's seat is where you will see the leisure batteries, and under this section here is where you will find your main Fiat battery. You've also got a glove box here, passenger airbag, and another cooled glove box area here which works with the air conditioning. The seats have height adjusters on the actual base, which you use for the front and the back, and then an adjuster here to do the actual backrest, as well as seat adjusters, armrest adjusters, which are just under this little section in here, which you just twist to change the position of the armrest. The vehicle is also fitted with Remy's cab blinds, both here on the side windows and nice and neatly on the front windows. Just be careful with these, they are a paper cassette, so gently just slide them back into place. You've got your switch for your electric window on here. The driver's side has both passenger and driver's side switches. Under the bonnet, which you'll access just above the Laika badge, you will find that there is a yellow little lever. Lift this up and that will then access the negative point for the terminal, the positive point, which can just be found down here, and it is underneath that cover. Your oil can just be located just there. You've got your screen wash just here, and the stay for holding up can just be located there. When you finish using it, just gently close it, and that will allow you to then drive on. So that's the outside of the vehicle done. Let's move on to the inside and do that. First of all, I'm going to show you where the water is. So I've taken all the cushions up to show you where it is. So it is clearly marked just on the top of the base of underneath the seat is where the water is emptied and closed up. So again, you'll see the instructions, and this reverts to this black wheel here. So close it once, it will take you to the 20 litres. Close it all the way and you'll hear a couple of clicks, just finger tight. It'll allow it to fill all the way up to the top. If you forget to do that, the minute you put water in from the outside, it will just drop out underneath the vehicle. So that's where you'll find your drain for your fresh water tank. Once you've got access to that and it's done, you can put all the seat cushions back to formulate the L-shaped seating. The seat belts can go behind the seats if you don't use them, otherwise they'll just formulate there. And if you want the travelling passengers, you'll just remove this section here in the backrest, and the bottom of that base will fold down and give the passengers room for their feet. So that's the fresh water tank. The other thing you'll need to shut is underneath here, and it's in this location here, is the frost protection valve. So there's a diagram here that's showing you basically what to operate. With the diamond pointing from the front to the back, the button at the bottom, the blue button, I'll show you more when you come on handover, but you might just be able to make it out just to the bottom there, will be open. To fill up the water tank, you'll need to turn it crossways and press the button in. Yeah, and that's located in that compartment next to the sticker. So as you'll see there, it's a cross and the button's pressed in. That would allow you to fill up the boiler and allow the system to fill up water and give you your heating options. On draining it, just twist that back to point to the front to the back of the vehicle, and then that will empty the water out your boiler and allow you not to freeze anything if it becomes really cold outside. So in there is where you'll find your drain for your boiler. Under the seat here is where you will find your position to fill up and drain the freshwater tank. So let's start with the main control panel. So that can be located just next to the door here. Now you'll see in this position we've got an indicator to tell you that you're plugged into mains. We've got a light power source that needs to be turned on. So when you're leaving the vehicle completely off, you press that button. When you're coming to use it, you'll need to put that on. That button will need to be on if you want to charge the vehicle and for the solar panel to put charge into the engine battery. That's just how this system works. Next button along is your lights. So that'll give you power to your 12 volt. Will also work your pump. Will also allow you to work your drop down bed. So we get them two lights on. The lights, the pump, things like that, the bed won't operate. There are light switches donated around the vehicle which will turn off the series of lights either individually or all together using that main button that's just there. So again, just work out which lights to go where, and you can turn off the main lights with that button just there. Next one along is the water pump. Press it on, it illuminates. Turn it off, it will go off. The pump will turn off and sit down once it's built up to pressure. You'll need to make sure that there's water in the fresh water tank, and you'll also need to make sure that you have shut your drain valve on your boiler. Next button along is the awning light. So this is the light that welcomes you into the vehicle in the evenings when it's dark. At the bottom, Press and hold it, it'll give you your ledger battery condition. Press and hold it, it will give you a vehicle battery condition. Press it again, it will give you a level in the fresh water tank. An indicator will come on when your wastewater tank is full, and this is the same capacity as your fresh water. So if you filled it, make sure you empty it before you then refill your tank again. The next button along is your brightness. So you can either brighten or dim down that control panel, depending on how you suit. You might want it dimmer in an evening with these two lights on, so if anyone that's sleeping in the front it's not illuminating. You might want it brighter through the day so that you can see it. To the left is the thermostat for the heating, and the heat controls are just to the right here. So pressing the button on, that will then give you the functions for your heating system. So this is the combination gas and electric system, and you use the little dial at the bottom to navigate through the options. So the first option I'm going to select is, let's turn it around and land on the motorhome. Press it and that will be the temperature setting. So turn the dial to the desired setting, and that will then select it just there. Now that's come up with an error code because it's trying to set the boiler off on electric, on gas, and we've currently not got gas in the vehicle or turned on. So what we'll need to do is turn the dial all the way around to the diamond, select it, accept it, then turn it round to the electric and turn this on to either EL1 or EL2. And most of the time you will see that the fault has gone. Now what I'll always recommend to you, I normally do it later in the video, but let's show you now, is turn your gas on and turn your electric on before you come to turn this control panel on. Then you will limit the actual errors that are coming on there. Unless the electric goes off or you run out of gas, the error codes, unless there's a fault with the unit, won't come on. Yeah, so we've now selected the temperature that we want it to be in the vehicle and the source of fuel. The next option would be the fan speed, and we can either have it on eco, high, or if we select high and let the fan kick in for a few minutes, we could then go back into it and it will allow us then to go onto a boost function. The boost function takes all the power away from the heating, the hot water heating, to get the actual blown air temperature in the vehicle up to temperature as quick as possible. If you're wanting to do the hot water and the heating, you'll need to set it to high as it is at the minute, and then when you come onto your hot water, you'll need to select that to hot. So hot and high will activate both of them to work up to temperature as quick as possible. If you're wanting to use one over the other, then the boost functions, but it'll either work on the hot water or the heating. It won't work on both. On the water, you've got eco, which is a sort of a 40-degree setting, and hot with a 60-degree setting. If there isn't any water in, like it is at the minute, select off, and you can still heat the vehicle without having water in the system. So a little tip for you there. The functions then at the bottom are timer functions, the time settings, and then you've got system options which give you different various options, including a reset option. Press the reset, it says preset, press the initialize. That is like rebooting your phone. So if it faults, then you can do that. Try and see if that resets it. If not, contact one of our technical department and we'll talk you through some additional reset options. You'll also see that there's an indicator to say that we're plugged into mains. So we've got two separate options telling us that we are plugged into the mains electric. When you're leaving the vehicle, press and hold the button and it will tell you that it's gone off, and it will go dormant then until the next time you want to use the vehicle. Next to the habitation door, we've got mains plugs, 12-volt fittings, USB sockets, and we've got a satellite socket there, a little lip there for your belongings. If you're wanting to put a TV, this is generally the location where the TV goes. Behind that, we have got the fridge, and to turn the fridge on, you press and hold that button. You'll see at the top that we've got 4 functions. So if I press and hold that, it'll flash up, and then we can navigate through the options. So gas, battery. This will only work when the engine's running, so bear that in mind. Mains electric or automatic. Now if we select automatic, it will then turn us over to the temperature that we want it. So from the hottest at the bottom to the coolest at the top. And then once you press it again, it will actively go to the source that you want. So we're plugged into mains, so it's flicked it over to mains. To open up, gain access, pull the lever towards the front door, and you will see 2 lights will come on at the top. We've got a freezer compartment that pulls down to the top there, and a large fridge compartment just there. To turn it off, you press and hold that button there, and the lights will go off underneath. Quite simple. Above here, we've got the Wi-Fi system that we fitted. So this is a Motorhome Wi-Fi system. We've got a little isolator to turn the unit off underneath, and a button to turn it back on. So this is the Motorhome Wi-Fi system that we are fitting at the minute. It's the Compact Plus system, and we'll talk you through how to do this, how to put on, where to put your SIM card, and what to do connecting on the day you collect the vehicle. Underneath the fridge, we've got a storage area just there. Does have a limit on, and another storage area behind with a main socket just located underneath the unit there. Large circular dish is your sink, and you've got a little area here that can hook in on that little paddle there, or simply just go over to cover up that area when you're not using it. We've got the 3-burner Thetford gas hobs underneath with the separate oven and grill compartment, igniter which does that option just there, and we've got underneath that a large area here for your utensils, and underneath that we've got a storage area again for more belongings. In the floor area next to the shower, we've got a storage compartment, so just lift it up, come back. Now when you're not using the shower compartment, you've got a piece that goes in place here to allow you then to step into it and close that shower door. There's an extra space for when you are using it to get changed. We've got towel rail hooks here, hooks for your towels or your bathrobes. We've got the flush button here, which is the blue button, and the indicator to tell you that the toilet's full. Lift up the toilet and this will slide around, and I mentioned the blade valve. So in the position it is at the minute, facing forward, the valve inside is closed. Slide that to the back and the valve will open. Slide it back to the front and it will close. And it needs to be in that closed position there to allow the toilet cassette to slide out. Here we've got ventilation and a mains plug just low down. Underneath here we've got your storage area just under there. Make sure before you set off that they're pushed in, and we've got your light switch for this area just underneath there to the left hand side. Toothbrush holder and a large storage area floor to roof just there. The roof lights, they use the Hecky roof lights on all of them, including the bathrooms. So just pull them down and push them over to lock them in place. They have a fly screen and a blind on there. The middle ones are just the bigger versions, so dead easy to work. To open up that bathroom area, just twist the door, yeah. And when we want to use the shower, we just remove this piece here. Once you've removed it, you do have a ductboard that comes with it. You have a little popper that needs to be removed here, and this then will allow you to open up the shower area in the 2-stage motion like so, and give you a large showering area. In transit, push it back and then just clip the popper on just like so, and again we will advise you to put that section back in the floor to stop the door from moving around in travel. You've got a towel rail and a Hecky roof like the same, large shower head and a large mixer tap just there like so, dispenser holder just there. So put that back and then put the floor section back in place just like so. In the rear bedroom area we do have a series of blinds and curtains that can be moved across, so you can put that across to secure that area off in an evening should you want to do that, or just pull it back across. We've then got also nets that will just hold up, so if you wanted to put bedding on, stop them slipping forward, these are what these little eyelets are here, and that's what the nets are for just there. We've got a large storage area in here, so a deep storage area just there, and again on this side we've got a large storage area which is gained access by here. Carpets that are there for the cab area, and light switches which do the rear bed lights just there on them switches just there. We'll also find in here you've got your main RCD breaker box. So this is the main box where you'll need to check if you have a power cut that is turned off just there. And we've got your hanging rail just above at the top, just up there. Now in the rear bedroom area, you can either have it as the 2 single beds as you see here, or you can slide the panel along. Does come with the infill cushions as standard. Now you'll see that there is one that is shaped, which is just this one here. That one just slides into the middle, just there, with the shaped one here, so that you've got access at the bottom for the ladders, which are supplied with the vehicle. So smaller ladders to give you a large double bed area. When simply not using them, just lift them out of the way, lift them out of the way, and slide that compartment nice and neatly back underneath. You can also remove that middle one as well if you wish, but that is an option. In the rear area, we've got a main socket just up there, and we've got some lights that are just here, and they've got USB charging points on both of them just underneath. To gain access to the lockers, press the handle down, and that operates that little catch there, and you'll hear a firm click when they're clicking back in place. Storage in the pockets is fine just in there as well. The front bed, you'll see that there is a little switch here. Now all you've got to do is have the power on. There's no key on here. Press the button down, it'll light up and the bed will come down. Now it will only come to a set height, so just make sure there's no obstructions underneath it. But then this is your bed down just there. A curtain to turn it off, a light switch there, and 2 further Hecky roof lights for ventilation just in the middle. The ladders are how you would gain access to it. You can, if you're more lively, get access off through the passenger side and come underneath using the seats. But generally the ladders supplied with the vehicle are the way that you would get access up to here. You can leave the ladders on the bed, yeah, as well as your bedding. In the winter months, we tell you not to put the bed all the way up. Just leave it hanging down a little bit, and you'll see that there are little eyelets on the roof just there, which will allow you to put your safety nettings on. In the winter months, just drop it a little bit, let it ventilate. Free up the bed from touching the roof, and you have got a safety little harness here, which you just pull tight just as a secondary safety option for you. Again, the roof lights have fly screens and blinds on them, so just shut them as and when you want. The blinds and fly screens and windows, they're all built in. Slide it up for your blind, down for your fly screen, press it in and that releases it. Push button, so all the window stays have push buttons. So push them in, put it out, and then this one here, the same as the over cab one, has a little tightening screw, which when tightened will hold it out. Just like so. Release it, and then that will come back in. That is the same as the over cab roof light, which again has a fly screen and a blind built into it, and you'll see just release them handles down, and the same on the other side, and that window will close and again will then lock in place. There's several different locks on this front one to hold that in place. We've got a mains point and a USB point up there, storage all the way around, and underneath the bed we've got storage just there, storage to the back just there, and storage in here. Now in here is where you will find your area if the bed ever fails. On electric, you have a little winding tool which goes into that location there and will allow you then to wind the bed down manually should you wish to do that. So just keep that to hand, that little tool. It is a wire rod with a wheel on. That will allow you to wind the bed down in an emergency situation. The seats will swivel round just as you see there, and the table also locks down. To lock it down, you'll need to have that in the position towards the front of the vehicle, and that will keep it in place. When you put it back, that will allow the telescopic table to go down and up freely, and then just lock it in place at the height that you decide. It also opens up just like so, and it will also slide forward and backwards depending on where you want it. The floor section is removable, so if you did need a bit more room in that area moving around, you can take that centerpiece completely out. Otherwise, it just sits and formulates just as it is there. Underneath here you've another removable hatch for storage, and you've got ventilation points both on this side and the other point for the blown air heating to blow it into the cab area. To spin the seats around, you'll need to use the bar to navigate it past the steering wheel and the handbrake on that side, and on the passenger side you'll need to just navigate it past the door, sliding it forward and backwards so that you're not catching it on anything, and slide the table out of the way just to release that side of it. Now on here we've got the new exempt unit, so this has the camera built into it. There's a little isolator switch just at the side here that you can turn on, and then this unit will light up. It is a branded unit. You've got the phone holder just here, cab aircon, hill descent, traction plus, central locking, hazard lights, and then your head unit. So on here we have the nav option. We also have home options here, camera options, which will give you a rear view camera, as you can see there, Bluetooth options for linking up your phone. And then on here you must remember that when you take the ignition keys off, the unit will stay on. So if you want to turn it off completely, just press the little circle down and that will turn off the unit there. With again another jack point and a micro point, as well as your USB point just there. This is the new Fiat digital dash. So this is on the 20 News, the new dashboard. So if I put the key in, let's have a look at it. You'll see that now it will all light up. Digital displays, just showing everything on the vehicle. Fuel down here, miles per hour just there in kilometers. Red counter's just there. And then it will tell you what you need to do now to start up. So put the clutch down to start it up. Steering wheel controls can just be found on here. Then we've got your indicators and your lights, your windscreen wipers on here. And we've got your cruise control now, which is moved to the steering wheel. To the driver's side, we've got both electric window switches, and your mirror switches can just be found there. Lower down, we've got a point to connect up any media systems, and we've also then got a couple of cup holders both there and at the side and the side of each passenger. Sun visors, and here is where you will find your camper assist number, which comes with the vehicle, and then your lights for the central unit just there. So guys, that is the instructional video for the all new Laika Kosmo 509. I hope you find it informative, useful, but most importantly, I hope you enjoy your new motorhome. We look forward to hearing where it is taking you, and most importantly, we hope to see you come back in the future. Thanks guys.